دانشگاه ابن سینا خرد و خودباوری
TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. Is the most famous international test of English. It is run by ETS, but the question is that why it's so difficult to take the TOEFL test, and why do they don't make it easier? Today, we are going to discuss about the new changes that ETS have made on the TOEFL test. This is Humayun Falak, one of the instructors of Avicenna Foreign Languages Learning Center. Today, I have two guests with myself, Mr. Hashimi and Mr. Falak, two of our great teachers in the English Language Center, and we are going to discuss and we are going to dig into the new changes of TOEFL. As you know, after 26th of July 2023, ETS have made a lot of changes on the TOEFL test. Previously, the TOEFL test was 3 hours, but right now it's around 2 hours. And there have been significant changes in the reading, listening, and writing sections of the TOEFL test. And these changes are really good for the test takers because they're getting really easier and making TOEFL test more fun. And as you know, TOEFL test is accepted by more than 11,000 universities and institutions around the world, and this makes TOEFL very important among all other international tests of English. So, first of all, I want to just dig into the changes that have been made on the reading section, and I want to have the idea of Teacher Hashimi about the new changes on the reading portion or the reading part of the TOEFL test. So, Mr. Hashimi, please introduce yourself and tell me about the new changes that have been made in the reading section.
Hello, this is Mujtaba Hashimi, an educator proudly affiliated with Avicenna University. Well, the reading, as other parts, is an important part of the TOEFL test. This section has undergone some changes recently, and in the updated version, we have just 2 passages with 20 questions. In contrast, in the old version, we had 3 to 4 passages with 30 to 40 questions. Also, in the updated version, we have just 36 minutes to complete, but in the old version, it took about 54 to 72 minutes to complete this section.
Oh yeah, that's really fun. That's really great because, as you know, we had also some unscored passages. Okay, there were, for example, sometimes for some test takers there were 4 passages, as you know, yeah, and that was really unnecessary because there were 4 passages, but 3 of them were scored and 1 of them were not scored, and that was really tough about the TOEFL test because you were just solving something that would not be scored, and that was really unfair. Unfortunately, they have removed that.
Yeah, all the ungraded parts are removed. In the past, if we had 3 passages, we had 30 questions, and if we had 4 passages, we had 40 questions, which one of them with each its 10 question were ungraded, and we didn't know which one is graded or which one is ungraded.
Yeah,
which was a bad part.
And that was really a tough thing about the TOEFL test. So thank you so much, Mr. Hashimi. So these were the changes about the reading section of the TOEFL test. Now let's dig into the changes that have been made on the listening part of the TOEFL test. I want to have the idea of Teacher Falak about the new changes that have been made on the listening part. Mr. Falak, please introduce yourself and tell us about the new changes that have been made in the TOEFL test on the listening part, of course.
Hello, this is Fredin Falak, one of the instructors of Avicenna Foreign Languages Learning Center. First of all, let me talk about the organization of listening section in TOEFL test. Listening section has been designed to measure your ability of understanding lectures and conversations in an academic environment. The content that we have in listening sections are lectures and conversations. As you said, after 26th of July 2023, we have some changes in TOEFL test that includes listening section. These changes are, in the old version of the TOEFL, we had 28 to 39 questions in listening section, but right now we have just 28 questions. In previous version of TOEFL test, we had 3 to 4 lectures, but right now we have just 3 lectures, and that's a big change. In the old version of the TOEFL, we had 2 to 3 conversations, but right now we have just 2 conversations, and that's a great news. In the previous version of TOEFL, we had about 41 to 57 minutes for solving listening section of the test, but right now we have about 36 minutes for solving this section. It means it became more shorter.
Okay, and that's really great because
Yes.
when the test is shorter, it motivates lots of students and lots of candidates around the world to choose TOEFL as your international test instead of other tests because it's getting easier and also it's accepted by a lot of universities and institutions around the world. Thank you so much, Mr. Falak, about for telling the changes in the listening part. And let's dig into the changes that have been made in the speaking part. And I'm not very sure that there have been any changes in the speaking part or not, but I don't think so. So let's ask this question from teacher Hashimi that have there been any changes in the speaking part or not?
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have any changes in the speaking section, but
I think it's better to say fortunately because there were 4 parts and those 4 parts were are really easy.
yeah, those parts are easy and we still have them in the test. Maybe all the viewers may know that we had 4 tasks in the speaking section. One of them are independent and 3 other question types are regarded to integrated task, and we still have them. They are very easy and they are very authentic and can show the ability of an English speaker.
Okay, great. And do you guys, one thing that's really interesting for me about the speaking part, and it's really tough because when you are testing yourself in a test center, not the online version or the home part of the test, because here are some home versions of the test, of the TOEFL test. I mean that you can take the test from home, but when you take the test from a test center, the fun thing about the speaking is that when you are speaking, a lot of other candidates are also speaking.
Yeah,
and this
sure.
make it really tough because all the room is full of noise. However, there are some very professional loudspeakers that reduces the noise, but still it's really fun. All the other people are speaking and it's really noisy, and it's really good to just concentrate on the question that I've given to you and don't just focus on the answers of other people because it will just distract you and you won't be able to focus on your answer. That's why just have this mind in this fun thing about the speaking part also.
Yeah, for solving this problem, students can practice the home edition or the TOEFL.
The home edition part, you mean?
Yeah, these
yeah.
practices, they can practice them at.
You mean the mock tests?
Yeah, the mock test. They can take the mock test in noisy places.
Yeah.
Just don't do it in your quiet place
In a
at
quiet
your
place.
room.
Yeah, and I vote for this. That please do it in a restaurant, okay?
Yeah.
Because in a very noisy restaurant, just a noisy restaurant where everyone is, for example, eating something and they're just talking, laughing. There is a music, and there are a lot of noises. And you just do the speaking part because it really helps because you just feel the environment, the real environment that you're going to feel it on the test center. So thank you so much, Teacher Hashimi, for telling the changes on the speaking part. So there haven't been any changes.
Yeah.
So let's dig into the changes that have been made on the writing part. And I want to have the idea of Teacher Falak about the new changes that have been made in the writing section. Mr. Falak, please tell me about the new changes that have been made on the writing section. As you know, previously, there were the independent and the integrated parts in the writing section. So have there been any changes?
So exactly, that we have changes in writing section. But before moving on the writing section, I want to add that in listening section part, we had some questions that there was no score for that. It means you were solving the question, but there was no score. But there will be no more this kind of questions in all the section of the test, and especially in listening. So as you mentioned, writing section is one of the core parts in TOEFL test. And writing in the past, in the old versions of the TOEFL, we had 2 tasks. That the first one was integrated writing task. The second was independent writing task. But right now, in the new version of the TOEFL, we have that integrated writing task again. It means the first question, there is no change. We have integrated writing task, but the second question has been changed. Independent writing task has been replaced with a new question, with a new kind of question. And the name is the academic, writing for an academic discussion.
Purpose, yeah, or discussion.
Yes, that is the name of the new question. Writing for an academic discussion. So what is this question exactly? You know, this question has been designed to measure your ability of participating in a discussion. For example, the professor is going to write down a question and other students are going to give their opinion. And you, as a test taker, you're going to read professor question, other students' opinions, and you are going to write your own opinion. It means you should write your own ideas in that section with the words that, they're from US. And also, you have to pay attention that you have only 10 minutes for this question, for writing, for the question, writing for academic discussion. You have 10 minutes for that.
It's really fun, right? Because as you know, the TOEFL test is just... the TOEFL test is made just to make you prepare for studying in the English spoken universities. And this part is really crucial because when you are in a university, when you are, for example, a student and learning a major or a minor in a university, lots of the time it happens that inside the classroom at university, the professor gives a question, other students just provide your ideas, and you need to provide, or you need to tell your own idea. And this section really helps for that purpose.
We have right now in new version, we have 2 tasks in writing: integrated writing task and writing for an academic discussion. In integrated, as it was previously, you have to read something, you listen to that, and you're going to write down about that. But in academic section, that's really easy to practice. It means one of the ways that you can be prepared for this type of new questions, you can go to the ETS website and you can choose mock test to practice the year.
Okay, yeah, the mock tests on the EDS website really helps.
So yes, they just offered official that the students have to go there and practice, because that is a new type of question. And, we don't have that kind of questions.
Yeah, and previously we had to pay for having the mock tests of the EDS website. But right now, because of the new changes that have been made, you are not required to pay anything for that, because there are a lot of questions, particularly for this type of writing, which is for academic purpose, that you can practice it freely without paying any cost.
Exactly.
So yeah, exactly. So these were the new changes that have been made in the 3 sections of the TOEFL test. I mean, the reading section, the listening section, and the writing section. And the speaking is also the same. But let's dig into the opinions. I'm going to provide my own opinion about the new changes, and also I'm going to have the opinions of Mr. Hashmi and Mr. Falak about the new changes, and also I'm going to tell you about the impacts of these new changes on students. Honestly, when I was taking the test of TOEFL, it was back in 15th of January 2023. When I took the test, that was around 3 hours, and and there was a 10-minute break, and that 10-minute break really helps, because you can do a lot of things on that 10 minutes. You can just prepare your templates for the speaking and for the writing section, and it really helps. But at all, it was a little bit boring for me, because 3 hours being in a room, sitting in a chair, and just concentrating on a computer really makes it tough, makes you tired. But when I just heard that there have been some new changes in the TOEFL test after 26th of July, I was really happy. I was really enthusiastic, and I'm really enthusiastic to take the test again, because it's getting really easy, and it's getting easier every day. And it's just 2 hours, and you're having the test for 2 hours, and it's really easier than the previous version. And I'm really happy about the new changes that have been made in TOEFL, and this is really good, because most of the, as I mentioned previously, most of the candidates will be enthusiastic to choose TOEFL than other tests like IELTS, like Duolingo, or other international tests. So let's dig into our teachers' opinions about the new changes that have been made in the TOEFL test. So teacher Hashmi, please tell me your personal opinion about the new changes in the TOEFL test.
Yeah, these changes are really great. The whole test, which was about more than 3 hours, now you can complete the test less than 2 hours, and all the ungraded parts are removed, which is very good thing, because those were ungraded and necessary to take them. And now the only magic for doing and getting a higher score is to just practice more, and there are lots of sample questions in the ETS website and also other websites. You can practice and get your best score.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your opinion. So let's dig into the opinion of Teacher Falak about the new changes of TOEFL. Teacher Falak, what do you think about the new changes?
Personally, I'm really happy when I hear that the TOEFL is going to change, because TOEFL has other competitors like Duolingo that is really shorter, and universities around the world accept that. and TOEFL needs the change. And this is a huge change in past decade. Since we have TOEFL test, this is a huge change. And I'm really happy personally. And I'm sure that everyone that hears this new news, they're going to be happy. Because now, you know, everyone loves TOEFL because that's really valuable. But no, every students, when they want to take that test, that was a little bit, you know, confusing. They would say that this is a hard exam, you know, you should be really prepared. But right now, you can just get your preparation and be like a real student in this kind of test because it is easy. And also, you know, before everything, the mindset of the students are really important. When they hear that we have 2 hours, it becomes more easy. They find a good feeling.
Yeah, they will be motivated for
yes,
that.
they will be motivated in that. I'm really happy, and I'm sure everyone is happy because of this new change.
New changes.
New
Okay,
changes, yeah.
that's great. So one more thing that I want to add is that as you know, TOEFL test or IELTS or Duolingo or other tests, they are the test of skills.
Yes,
not the
exactly.
test of information. That's why we really suggest for all of the students or for all of the candidates who want to just take the TOEFL test that please concentrate on practicing, because practice really makes it perfect. As you know, there are a lot of tests around the world who are based on information. Okay, they're information-based tests.
Yes,
for
example for that, we can say Concord examination.
Yeah.
that
For
we
example,
have. Yes.
Concord test or Concord examination here in Afghanistan, it is the test of information. The one who has a lot of information gets a lot of score.
Yeah, the winner.
Okay? Yeah, exactly. And but the TOEFL is vice versa, because in the TOEFL, the information is not the key, okay? In the TOEFL, skills are important, okay? And as you know, skills are you can just improve your skills just by practicing, okay? However, it's really important to understand the no changes, to understand the things that are going to happen when you are in a test center for TOEFL, but really, practice is very important. And we suggest for all of the candidates, the only suggestion that we have for all our students and also for all students around the world who are candidates for TOEFL, that please concentrate on practicing. Do a lot of mock tests, and they really, really help.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We don't need any extra information to take the TOEFL. Just your English ability and your English skill is enough. But in other exams, we need to study more and have lots of different informations. Just concentrate on your skills, especially on your speaking, writing, reading, and listening, so you will get your best score in the TOEFL exam.
In the TOEFL exam, exactly. So just concentrate on on practicing and just be aware of these new changes that have been made in the TOEFL test. So this was our discussion about the new changes of the TOEFL test that have been made after 26th of July 2023. So finally, just thank you so much for participating in this discussion and telling the new changes that have been made in the TOEFL test, and that's really that was really interesting to have this discussion for you. And please, if you have any question about the TOEFL test or about the new changes, or particularly about any question type in any skill of the TOEFL, feel free to comment down below this video, and so we are going to come there and we're going to answer your questions. Also, we have lots of the discussion groups, WhatsApp discussion groups, that there you can post your questions, and the expert teachers are going to answer your questions, whether it's about IELTS, whether it's about TOEFL, whether it's about Duolingo. We have instructors here that they just have a lot of information. They have taken these tests and they can give you a lot of information about them. And also, if you want to come personally, if you want to come physically to Avicenna University, we're here to help you and at any question that you have. And that was it. All the new changes that have been made in the TOEFL test. So finally, if you have anything else to say for the candidates and for the students, you can provide it here.
No, thank you.
Just take the test. Now it is easier.
Yeah, just take the test. That's really easier. That really helps for your future dreams.
Avicenna University, wisdom and
self-esteem.
self-esteem.